Hey, what's cracking, guys? Yeah, second video in 2 nights. Tonight, I'm going to go over my usual kind of weekly recap of Solana gaming. You can see a lot of tabs across the top there, but first one would be a special shout out to First Impression. Today, we had a bit of a back and forth on YouTube, and it was pretty cool. It's good to see opinions of other super fans out there. Very happy with his Kaiju cards. I would like to mention I do have a Kaiju card now, finally. Let's see if I can. Oh, got your password and everything. So I managed to get myself. Oh, it's not in this wallet. All right, so there's no point showing that. Anyway, I've left it in my other wallet so I can play if it becomes an at-work thing. I got myself a little baby frog. We'll go over prices, but yeah, prices have come down. There's not a whole lot of trade and transfer in there, so that's good. That means people like myself can enter into the game. I think a lower price is better, but there will obviously be future expansions. And keep in mind that Solana's increased hugely from Kaiju's first release at 1,000 cards was what, $60 odd. So now it's at 180 odd today. There was a quote. I was actually listening to a podcast on Solana Cove, and they were interviewing Solanart. We are fighting a war, and the war is for human attention. That was from the CEO, I believe, from Solanart, and it's so true. This is what gaming, NFTs, flipping, people want to make profits, but it's that fight for attention. Games want to get out there. They want to early adopt. They want to get things done quickly. It's not always the best thing, but we are seeing so many different options of where to put our money. Games moving along. I'll get quickly into this. I forgot to put this into my last night video for Star Atlas. That was a 35-minute one or something like that. Big thumbs up. Thank you. I've got so much positive feedback from the community. It is awesome fun doing it. Yes, I'm a couple cans down today. Don't judge me for what I'm drinking. That's all I can get here on the mine site. But great protocol. Star Atlas Metaverse is expanding with our imagination in our first writing contest. They're doing a writing contest for lore. So to be able to do it and enter, you must be verified in Grape. Discord must be holding a rebirth poster, an ASF, or a desert ape. They were special NFTs given out for early joining into the Grape protocol. A couple of them sold. There was a couple of leftovers at the end. They sold. I'll keep mine. You've got better chance of getting a left nut than you do of getting me little desert ape. It was a funny one for them. The whole process was a little bit hard. Everyone was bidding at the start. It didn't completely work, so I had to slowly do it in lots of 10. But they had the card. It shows the back. Have I got my desert ape in this wallet? I think I've kept my desert ape also in my other wallet. I'm currently going through problems, pardon me, where I need to change wallets, and I've got some issues in one of them. Solid is giving us the shits, so I need to change one of my wallets over to a Solflare. So it's one of those things that shit takes time. You see my baby card there for there it is, Desert 8. So that was a really cool. It actually, that's the front of the card where it's technically should be the back. But yeah, that was a really cool early introduction to me to NFTs, and I'm not going to sell that. That to me, I've been a collector my whole life. I've played games. I've played computer games since the age of 8 with the old Atari 2600. That's where the old Barndog comes from, 2600. And I'll collect that. I see the value in a lot of these NFTs. I don't like a lot of the pixel art shit. It just doesn't tickle my pink bits. But for something like that, I can, I like it. I want to collect it. So this was the channel. You see just underneath the cantina, and you can see it's a story writing competition. They've got the posters, the Rebirth series of 14, all the little short write-ups for those. That was cool just to have a read of those. Funcracker has a bit of a note there and does mention, was it Funcracker that mentioned it? But the judges are going to be huge. It's 3 big judges. Where are we? Did he mention it in there? Must be in the tweet. There you go. Judges will be Santi, Pablo, and Matey. What? All right, where are we? So I had noticed there was 3 entries into that so far. Haven't read them yet. I do want to save them for a time when I haven't had a few cans. But I've seen some of the artwork for this poster going out too. That is just amazing. It's really cool. Um, Being a Grape every day, I've had fun every single day. I've pushed up my own workload. Today I was going through all the different game channels and stuff and learning more and more about the actual games, chatting in, seeing some of the chatter, good, bad. And Grape is just this machine that is moving, and it is for the community. They're working. They've got a Warzone event coming up soon. They've got, I think it's a Hearthstone event coming up soon. Look at Aurory, the floor price of 20 Sol. Now, they had a special release this week. How it would have been today, probably American time, so maybe just shortly after I release the video. But if you hold one of these, they drop another NFT, which is going to be something about game lore. No doubt it's going to be about buffs and stuff like that. But to me, this doesn't solve the launch problem. This makes the launch problem worse. They took a big shit on the gaming community. That's a lot of big words there, but they really did with the launch. It was bad, it was botched. And by releasing more NFTs to people that hold the posters when so many of the community suffered while there was multiple poster holders, I don't want to get into the politics of all of the in-depth of that, but the ineptitude of the release. I don't, to me as a gamer, this is what I am a passionate gamer. And for them to go and release that, that means come game time, there is going to be some kind of free-to-play version of it. But does that mean that these guys that own these will completely flog the piss out of everyone else that's playing the game? Like they released, I'll get into their tweets and stuff as well, more tweet releases and stuff like that. They've had huge sales, there's huge money in it, spending ridiculous amounts of money on them. But like, I'm not going to go and buy this. I'm not going to support this. I want this to work for the people that have money involved in it. But to me, they've got to do something to repair what they've done to the community with their launch. It was bodgy. It was shit. And the NFT release, while it could be a good thing, to me, it just doesn't feel like that's a good fix. Now, let's have a quick look here with sales on Kaiju. This was what we had a little bit of a trade today. It's actually not a bad thing seeing low sales, because what that means is that people aren't putting their prices down to silly prices of Solana. I still think pegging cards to games to Solana is a negative impact on the whole sphere of it, because Solana might go down to 160, might go up to 220, and then instantly you've got more money or less money valued on this card. I've been a collector again for a long time, and I bought in, so it was really cool. I got myself a little mini frog, and I'm going to stand by it's not the size of the frog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the frog. It's an old joke, but it's cool. These guys have released. They've got development still happening. Where was it, Kaiju? I think I've got them further along. They're going to be coming out with some form of the cinematic trailer. They've talked about the art style will continue the similar. And they're working hard. And I know this. I one day will hopefully get to sit down with Mike. I keep saying that. Hassling people, please, 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 please put those tweets out for me. Hopefully one day, what was this? I'm on the old slow Barndog internet, so I'm getting all these things come through as I'm doing this video. So hopefully we get some kind of cinematic trailer. They've obviously linked up with the Grape. There is an additional channels available on Discord. Where are we? Discord. Let's go to Kaiju. They've got good earth, so the tavern, trash hole, suggestions, characters, laws. There's heaps of community support for this, which is really cool to see. I'm confident they are going to do a game. I'm confident the game will come out at some stage, and I want to see it. I want to play it. That's why I purchased the card, and I'm really happy to keep going and to see that. Genopets, we've seen a whole heap of Genopet tweets of recent. There was some good reading on it. So this is going to be a move to play game. And they had a good one here, which is written up and talks about why they've chosen to take the style of game they're talking about they've mentioned things like coronavirus in the world. They've mentioned things about how it's going to be cool that you evolve your pet through action, keeping healthy, thinking healthy, being healthy. And I'm on board. It's really cool. I've started having a look at their Discord. I only got a link from their Discord from actually reading this and going through the links down the bottom. So their old link from one of the beta tests, which you can actually go into the beta version of this and click on the pet and see how the launch process. They do look cool. This to me looks like a potential end of year is the kind of talk for that. Now, funnily enough, with this bloody thing, I played this for myself the other day, and I saw the start of it, but didn't see the whole lot of it. This is meant to be
an experienced new
actual gameplay. So the reason I drink this is a solo card.
An odyssey that will leave a trail in your reality. The world's first
actual gameplay
RPG.
Now, I don't know what the big fascination of having to do multi-chain is at the start. I do understand where Star Atlas are going in and they're trying to draw in those people from the other chains, but it seems confusing at the start. Surely we need to get the wallets onto Solana. I don't have a big enough brain to understand it, but yeah, I keep seeing these terms multi-chain.
Explore. Discover.
So you see some NFTs here, that's their Zeds. These will be weapons and obviously one of your heroes. Now, they do have a pretty, they've talked about being able to rent in-game NFTs to other people for returns. So they'll have their own YGG kind of consideration. Obviously, they've done their research. I still don't fully know whether these guys are Vietnamese or Indonesian based, but there's going to be, I've talked about this many times now, there's going to be that language barrier if I was to manage to get into an AMA with them. So it's very interesting to learn more. Let me know down below.
And meet other heroes from all over the world.
Yeah, there we go. That's horrible writing. I did have a look at YouTube. There was nothing on YouTube for it, so I have to get this off Twitter. Free to play and play to earn. That's cool. It's cool to see games coming out as free and giving people a leg into the game to start off with.
Outland Odyssey, where fantasy meets reality.
I'm happy with that. For a bit of a trailer, 1 minute. Had some gameplay. It's gone off the cartoony, like it was written, drawn as a comic and done as a show. It actually looks a shitload better than what I had seen. Did I have anything else mentioned for those guys? I think it was just, yeah, I'm really happy with that. Like, I think those guys have a potential chance coming. They've got a good crowd, lots of immersive talking amongst them. Aurory. So they did bring out a white paper release in 7 hours. I haven't gone and downloaded that, so I can't comment on that. I did see there was part of the mention on, where was it? Discord. Let's have a look. Aurory announcements. Our vision regarding the market, play to earn, our inspirations, details about the game mechanisms, and even longer game design day will pop up in the coming weeks. Our roadmap, even if I don't like it, this is brackets. So this is coming from the developer Sim, because they're always changed depending on the work done. Everything changes. All of the dates always change. That's why one of the things you don't say when game. It's things they're trying to get them out properly. All right, so yeah, I'm not too sure what that is, but they did mention, I'll show it later, I guess. There's a tweet about the prices of it. We've seen some tweets from Defiland this week. Hopefully the team's gotten better. Again, best wishes. And they did have they talked about there was 4.1 million to raise. towards getting towards a decentralized finance game of Solana. It's going to be a Farmville style game, a heyday on Supercell. And these guys, again, are going to be multiple blockchains at some stage. Super, super exciting to get into there. I did download a screen capture from my mobile so I could put my beta on at the start. And they are putting down not to be too excited and to expect too much from this. We're meant to be creating burner wallets. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work with, are we putting DevNet Sol on there, or are we putting proper Sol 0.1 to 0.2 is what they've said. So I'm guessing that's proper Sol. But to plant seeds, to do the transactions and do the contracts and the signings and that, we're going to want maybe proper coins. I'm going to throw a couple of coins in there. I don't care about the cost of it. I want to play it. I want to have a look. I want to see if I can work anything out and put that on the screen for everyone. Solcery. I'm going to sit down with one of the lads tomorrow night for this. Solcery isn't really a single release game. They plan on having something which is similar to the Wax blockchain, where they're going to have a whole heap of games linked up on a game server. But Solcery is going to offer its own game creation mechanics. So you're going to be able to go in there knowing nothing about programming, nothing about doing, coding or anything like that. But if you have a plan of a game, they're going to have a set of tools that you can build that game. They're going to have player versus player options. It's all going to be on one coin. Developers will either sell the game or, developers of new games joining will either sell the game or hire them out. I'm really excited to sit down and actually talk to these guys. I had some of these notes written down for a little while now because I think it's something that Solana needs. I think it's a way of being able to onboard old styled games. Like, I remember an old tank fighting game on the 286 computers. It was quite literally two tanks, and you shot different bombs at each other and stuff like that. There's my beer burps, I apologize. And it's got to be a way that you're going to be able to onboard these old style games, but get out new stuff, new information, card games, things like this. And the first game they have is, for the life of me, I don't recall the name of it, but it is a very Magic the Gathering styled basis game. And it is actually in test. So you can play this on the beta tester, but it's multiplayer only. So you need to have someone searching whilst you're searching. You pair up and bang, you play the game. You're playing off the stack. I'm not sure how the stack completely works, but like your deck, I should say, so your deck of cards. I don't know whether that's generated from the game, but you're playing it very similarly. You've got your opponent's got life, you've got life. You want to kill each other before the game's over. Similar to Magic, but not. But just to come out with the platform, to come out with a game, that's how they're launching it. The timeline is going to be quite long, but to have a game that's in beta and playable, maybe that might increase. Maybe they might be able to speed things up. Maybe some other games might see them and go, holy fuck, we would like to join. What can we do to expedite the process? And that, to me, is just awesome. Antisocial Robot Club. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on these guys. I need to study them a little bit more, but they plan on being a generative drop, but their robots are going to be able to fight each other. You can see a couple of basic pictures here. I had a bit of a chat to one of the guys on their Discord, their chief, I believe it was. Cool dude. Was very helpful. And to me, that's pretty awesome. I'm still nobody on the whole sphere of things in Solana. And I'm managing to kick some goals with actually talking to these developers. They just want to put their product out there. Now, these guys are going with 4,444 robots. They will do some form of a 3D robot for if you own one of the robots. I believe it's a 2 Sol entry price. They've talked about quite a few things. They've had drops. They're not out yet, so there's no super duper rush to go out and desperately, where do I buy them? Where do I buy them? But I would like to do more research into that. I just thought I would put it out as I've spoken to the dev, and like, to me, that's good faith. He's given me time. I'd like to put a little bit of time into a video and show people. So life, this has been good because they're keeping their Discord up to date, and I'm looking at the numbers now. It's just under 6,000 out of 10,000 cards sold. So packs, that is, babies, they're 5,000 male, 5,000 females, but the game's not out until next year. What's really cool is they put it out in the community. They've given us those little bits of information. They did have a joining partnership this week with a VC company, Alves, and who knows what we're going to see from that. Now, Solanart had a few tweets this week. They've been pumping. I still think it's not a good idea linking games to Solana, to Sol. Why would you want it to be something similar to Star Atlas has been the flagship for gaming releases this year, and having a flat USDC price where people will likely swap their Solana to get USDC if that's what they've got, and they want to use that. But they're always going to go, right, oh, well, I bought this poster for $64. It's always $64 to them. But if they've bought it at one Solana at $64, and then Solana boosts along to $200, then they think that they've spent. It's not the same. It's not. It's just not good. It's confusing as fuck. Now, what was really cool was I saw this here, creatures. So this was a kin. I thought it was going to be some kind of a Tamagotchi, grow your pet. Your pets are eventually going to go battles. I thought this would be some kind of a game at some stage. Now, if we go back into here, let's have a quick look. It's got nothing to do with games, but let's have a quick look at the old degens. They had a degen sell for over $1 million this week. It looks like the floor price has dropped. Shit, cost 6, sold to mint 1. Why didn't I do it? And creatures. So Kinland, it was linked up with Kin. This was one of the first things that I thought this will send Kin to the moon. Didn't. Kin's still there, and there's still things building on Kin. So it's cool. It's exciting. I've got to do a little bit more research on this now, but that was one of the tweets from them that kind of, I like seeing how the programs and how the platforms are joining in together. How are they going to be making it better for everybody? That was the tweet about the $1.1 million. Shit, loads of money. That's retirement money. Now, what was the tweet? It was basically, oh, here we go, the Helios as well. So 3 Helios have been sold in the previous days. This was 4 days ago. It's in the last week for 3,125, 2,400, and 2,000 Solana. So launch that was not limited to 1 per wallet. Some people have ended up with 11. Some people have ended up with 4, 3, 2. 3,300 people have ended up with none. Like, should have been 10,000, should have been done better. It's one of the reasons why it's always going to be old Barndog not happy with it. But they had a link about media helping them. I've got to look a little bit more into the franked artwork. That does look pretty cool. There was something about media they linked up, and media has helped them. The whole look of Solanart is better and easier to drive. And it is still cool to be able to go in and click on the games, the NFTs, and to be able to go through sales. So that will reflect research. It's all research. You've got to go in and see 1.87. Now, people have minted these for 8 Solana. And I don't know, if I had minted one of those bookles at 8, I would have kept the bastard. But let's not hinder too long. We're going to have a look here. I've actually got a video I'm going to clip onto the back end of this for Kinland. That's why Gamerplex is linked up here. 22 hours. We've got a whole heap of these little characters coming out. So Solex Ventures, I'll have a link and a video for that soon, because I actually get to see, I get to meet the game dev in Perth. We're going to go out and have a drink and go from there. Just talk about the game. I'm going to ask those newbie questions. And really, look, I'm excited for it. I'm happy to put a bit of gameplay into the end of something. Like, I've done all these videos so far, and I'm talking about these games and all these new things that are coming along, but I've not actually shown any gameplay. Like, we've got all of this talk. We do have Star Atlas mini game coming up soon. There was something I was going to mention about Star Atlas. Oh, Atlas and Polus. Hopefully we should be able to use those in game at some stage this year. But yeah, I've got a little bit of a clip on the end of that. So yeah, wait for that. Okay, another project by Solex Ventures. So this is the demo
before. Let's turn that down because I now know that that does record the volume coming out. This is a demo of Kinland, the game. So no wallets needed. It's free to play. You can test 3 stages. You can see little bits and pieces through it as well. And I thought this was super fun. I should have really put this on a long time ago. You can see there, bottom left, drag joystick to move. That is sensitive towards, if you just hold close to the center, you only walk at a slow speed. But you can use your right thumb and then your left thumb to drive. Tap to jump. Oh, hello. I never actually seen that before. There you go. So I've played this, the first level and the second level. I actually just played the 3rd level just recently, just to have a bit of fun, but just at work on the burner. And I did download a screen capture. So as far as I know, these guys use something called Unity. So to me, that really means nothing, but it's fun, and I'm really excited to see. They have other games. I'm going to link the website to where they are, and I'll get to meet the devs soon, ask a whole bunch of newbie questions, and as an Aussie, to be able to talk to an Aussie developer and actually have a beer or a coffee with that person, that's just awesome. Like, to me, that adds the whole community effect and community feel to the event. So you can run up to these monsters now. You've got to help. Oh, not action. I need to hit the attack button. Let's see if I can jump. You can. So I wonder if... Must do, yeah. So I want to back up from him. Now, you can see on the screen you've got yellow markers there, the coins, and you can also see red markers there, the monsters. So go through the levels, have a bit of fun, and you can see level 2, you get to interact with pets. Do I need to jump? Level 3, your pet actually comes and helps you, and old Bluey gets out and bites him on the arse as well. So that was cool. I don't know the damage and the numbers and the stats and stuff to it. Come on, mate. Fuck off. Oopsa, there we go. I am going to die. Now, this is the second take because I didn't get all the information properly ready. Obviously, I've done it a few times, but once you kill this monster here, you will go through the gate and you would progress to the next level. So that is, I enjoyed this. To see this as one of the very first games on Solana, it was a finger burner. I put that down, I tweeted, and I thought it was cool. Like, I want games that I can sit down at work when I'm, looking for that dog and just doing nothing. I can see loading into a game like this. You run around, you collect coins, and that's based on getting kin. So the token kin ecosystem, a social coin, I think it's going to help the social coin. I think it'll be good for the actual thing. I noticed some creatures was adopted by Solanart possibly today. I've got to look further into that. But from what I was talking to the dev about this, is that John, I believe his name was, he's done presentations, he's got more stuff coming out. He's having trouble linking it up to the kin and collecting that kin. Oh, shit. Forgot my weapon. Alright. He's having trouble linking the kin action up to it, but there will come a time where it's all good to go. You can see on Genopets.io, you've got plenty of characters available for sale at the moment. There was a tweet about generative NFTs the other day, but what I do like is that they start the auctions off at fuck all. They're cheap, 0.1 or something like that. So the player base are deciding the prices they're paying for these things. The Racer series is up. There's extra ones there. They've got some fun names to it all. But I've really enjoyed this so far. Not every game has to be about making squillions of dollars in the game. It's not about retiring from making life savings, but having a bit of fun and enjoying the ride while we're going on out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.